Sorry to hold you guys up if I'm late.
David Moore, Dallas
Hey, Dave.
Morning News. When you have that long of a period in the game where just one element of your special teams is taken away from you, with is there anything you do when you go 3 plus quarters and not have any punt returns or not have a facet of your game used?
I mean, we're always punt return alert, so it didn't come, so we just didn't get a play. But we're always talking about what the next call is and kind of the details of the play that we're going to run. And it just never came to fruition at all until late. And then it was by that time they kicked away from Terp. So felt like we had a good game plan. Sometimes it goes that way in games. You know, I remember Seattle last year, we had no punts or punt returns because of the game. And this was kind of the same game but different game. But yeah, we wanted more work for sure.
On the kickoffs, were they doing things to get away from Terp and try to get the ball at 1 yard?
For sure, yeah. Their game plan was clearly to kick it away from Terp on kickoff. So one, you got to handle the ball a little bit. And I was telling Coach McCarthy, you know, everything's so new. There's no tape on really anything. So it's really up to me as I was going through the game, okay, I got to be super in tune with what exactly is this team trying to do that we haven't seen yet on tape, probably because of our returner. And so to try to stay one step ahead, and I felt like I was just I missed one play call by one play. Then I kind of had an idea what they were doing, so I put our players in better position with a matching call. But there was one call I was like, damn, you know, I missed it by one. So, but yeah, the point is for sure they were trying to play keep away.
Does he have a history of returns, or is he back to more to block?
He's got a history of returns. It's pretty darn good. So, you know, he got a chance to handle the ball, and one of them looked like it could have been a big one. We missed a backside block, you know, because we're still figuring out all the blocking intricacies of, you know, if I'm on the backside, how do I set it? So a lot of cool stuff for us to continue to figure out, and a lot on my plate to put us in good positions. But it's an experimental phase right now, and it's super fun, and it's a great challenge for sure. But they're playing keep away from Terp.
John, Todd Archer, the ESPN, when it is keep away, what's the answer to that? Because obviously you want him to be the guy more than one
Yeah. I think I got one, but I can't reveal it. But I could be wrong. But I think I have an idea, and we'll see what happens. But it's going to continue to evolve, and I am thrilled to be a part of this because it is very much unknown. There's a lot of adjustments going on throughout the course of the game. A lot of incredible football discussions with our special teams guys. Like, what if they kick it here? What if they kick it here? What if it's deeper? What if it's shorter? What if it goes to here? What if it goes to there? So it's a lot of fun. It's very strategic. And on our side of it, you know, for us on kickoff, we're trying to put the ball, you know, 1, 2, 3 yard line. And for Brandon, he hit a couple of them just a yard or two too deep. So it's that fine of a line between they take a knee and they get it to the 30, or they're bringing the ball out because they have to because they caught it on the 1 or 2 yard line. So we were off just by a yard or 2 or 3 on about 4 kickoffs, which we wanted the ball in play, and I'm not afraid to say it, and the opponents will hear this and they'll know that. But it's just dialing in the direction and the distance like we talked about last week. And it's new for Brandon too. You know, he's used to putting it into the kicking net behind the goalpost, and now there's very strategic, detailed distance and direction. And so we're 2 weeks into it, and we'll start nailing it pretty soon.
Speaking of Brandon, he's made 13 straight 50-yarders over his career. It's an NFL record. He's in kickers across the league, 50-plus. Their percentage is as high as ever. When did they get this good?
I know.
When you were in the league.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching the Houston Texans and Chicago last night. I think Collinsworth or whoever was it. Yeah, he was mentioning the 33 for 36 or whatever for 50-plus kickers in week 1 and 2, and that's incredible. It's incredible. I don't know if it's good weather, fresh legs. You know, we get 3 balls, each team, 3 K balls to really work for about an hour before the game to get them into, like, game shape. And so I think the equipment managers are doctoring up 3 balls very well and legally. Kickers are healthy. Yeah, the indoors, good weather, I think it all contributes, and really good kickers. I mean, really good kickers. And it's interesting because you bring up those stats, and I don't know those stats until I'm kind of previewed on them, but I honestly don't keep track of that. So when you say 13 in a row, 50-plus, I honestly don't know that, or any of those stats. It's just, I don't know, you think, yeah, right, whatever, Coach. I don't follow or track the statistics of that. I just know he's pretty damn good, and we got to keep it going, and we feel like our range is near unlimited.
I guess on the return, John, would you tell me? Yeah, that's right.
Oh, what's that?
On On the return?
Which one?
If I guess it correctly, will you say yeah?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Stack them as the kicker approaches, then you just split them? Got 50.
That's definitely a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. I guess I'll take it back. I'm not going to tell you if you're right. But I think every week could change, honestly. New Orleans had put on tape that they hit the ball down the middle. And then when we broke it off, they clearly hit it a direction. And so you're going with a plan versus middle kicks, and it's got to change to directional kicks. And so, we expect directional kicks, and we get a kick down the middle. And so it's a great challenge for me that I love to try to figure it out during the course of the game. We spend all week and really 2 days worth on kick return, and then all of a sudden you get in the game and it changes. It's like, okay, well, here we go. What are we going to do when they do this that maybe we didn't anticipate? It's cool.
John Fassel with The Athletic, going this week against Justin Tucker. I was wondering if you ever had much interaction with him and what has impressed you the most about his run that he's been on.
Yeah, my only interaction with Justin is playing against him. I know the coaches over there well, and they think the world of him, as they should. But, he's really kind of the benchmark for, I think, kickers nowadays and where they want to get to as far as distance and accuracy. I think, Brandon's aware of him, and I don't think they've ever met. I'm not really sure. But I did talk to one of their special teams coaches after the Raider game, and like, man, congrats on the 66, tying it, although it didn't count. And then I talked to him after the Cleveland 66, and he was like, we were sweating it, and we were thankful that you guys had delay game penalty because we want Tucker to still own that record. So, now Tucker's, obviously one of the very best to ever do it. So it'd be great competition at the kicker spot this week.
John Fassel, The Athletic. Brandon's opening kickoff skipped it through the landing zone into the end zone. They get the ball at the 20 with
Yep.
that. Is that plan A? Is that something that you want to see him do on the kickoffs?
Yeah, that's a good call. And we had one the week before in Cleveland too, but ironically, those were both miss-hit kicks. That's what you want to do, but it's very hard to purposely do that. He was trying to kind of hit a line drive ball to make him catch it inside the 5, and he actually kind of mishit it, and we're pretty fortunate they got past the 20 and skipped through and rolled into the end zone. They get the ball at the 20, which is ideal, but it's very hard to intentionally do that kick. But we're working on those type of kicks. It just takes a lot of practice, including all spring and all summer and all training camp. It's just, how to do it consistently. But I think that's everybody's goal. Hit it on the ground, roll through the end zone, take a touchback to get to the 20. But you'll probably see more line drive kicks that are a little bit more catchable because consistently we can hit a better ball that way.
Watkins.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Calvin, go ahead.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. How much fun are you having right now? Or is it just nerve-wracking, just trying to figure out the new rules and the trends and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it's from the kickoff return part. If you take out the wins and losses of our football team, it's not nerve-wracking at all. It's changed the whole preparation and game day mindset for me. I think it's amazing. And I told the coach after the game, the New Orleans coach, I'm like, sorry, man, like we try to put it in play and it goes 1 or 2 deep, and you're like, okay, you like for them to bring it out, but it's probably smart that they don't, and that's on us to put it in play. So we're going to be putting balls in play, and they'll continue to be in play. But it's been a blast bringing that part of the game back into it. And it's just 2 weeks in, but there will be a lot of live balls for us on kickoff, and hopefully teams will continue to kick it to us, no matter who it is back there. But it's been awesome, man. And I'm looking forward to continuing doing it, and hopefully we get the return percentages up, closer to 50% by the end of the season, which I think it will. As kickers, especially ours, dial in the distance to keep those balls in play.
Nick Harris, Forest Artillery. Kind of piggybacking off Saad's question, what was the first time you all started workshopping those line drive, knuckler type kicks, and how have you kind of seen it change and manifest into the season?
Yeah, probably in the springtime. We started working some of those harder to catch kicks. Like you saw against Cleveland, he hit 2 great balls where it was kind of like a line drive, and the guy in Cleveland did a good job of catching it off. Like it bounced off the shoulder pads, and he caught it 2 times in a row. So it's just finding, and I'm not afraid to say this because everybody's trying to do it, find the hardest kick to catch that also is the most consistently available for the kicker. And so that's what we're looking for right now is, what can we do the best at consistently and put that returner in a hard spot to make the catch. I know it's probably too wordy, but that's what everybody's looking for. Hard ball to catch, but they can be consistently hit over and over that way. And that's what we're looking for, and I don't think we've found it yet, but we're working on it very hard.
And then with Jalen Brooks, it's a guy obviously you've had a lot of experience with in his short time here. When he has a moment like what happened on offense yesterday where he slips, it leads to an interception, do you kind of just let the offensive coaches handle that, or is that ever a moment where you go up and just be like, hey, it's okay, man, or anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of times, if those are kind of the special teams guys, we'll absolutely talk to them on the sideline, because they don't have as many opportunities maybe on O or D when they're the fourth or fifth receiver or third or fourth linebacker. So we load those guys up, and we want them to do so great on offense and defense. And so if any mistakes are made, we huddle them back up and give them some love if they need it, a little kick in the ass if they need that, kind of whatever it takes in the moment. But most of the time, they're trying very hard. Unfortunately, sometimes mistakes happen on OD and special teams. So the sideline, I've always said this during the game, the sidelines are so fascinating to me. The emotions, the discussions, the momentum. It's just every game, it's just ebbs and flows and highs and lows. Even Cleveland, we went through the same thing. So it's probably the coolest and most challenging part of being a coach is just, navigating all of the things that happen during the course of a game that nobody else gets to see or hear.
Joe Hoyt, All City Dallas, piggybacking off Nick's question, which was piggybacking off Saad's. I keep thinking like that low burner, almost like a stinger shot in golf, which is a completely different swing. I guess in football, when you're trying to teach a different type of, path like that with different speed, how much trial and error is with that experimental process? Is it literally teaching something that hasn't been done? I'm just curious about the trial and error.
Yeah, there's a lot of it, and we do a lot of that on Wednesday when the O and D are in their meetings. We'll go into the Ford Center and we kick for about an hour, situationally. Brian Anger does his stuff, and then Brandon does his stuff. And there's still experimental part of it that we're still figuring out, like how to put the ball on a tee when I kick it right or kick it left, forward or back. For Brandon, where do I wrap my foot around the football? So there's a lot of scientific stuff that they really are still experimenting with, that we're still trying to work it out. But it's a great session for us on Wednesday to get in there. Nobody else is around. We can just practice our things. Plus, the part of it, too, is I got to monitor the volume of Brandon. So we can't go in there and practice kickoffs all day because the most important thing is his field goal legs. And we know there's a lot of ball left.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Factor in a mishit like he had. It's like, wait, that kind of worked. Is it like a potato chip?
For sure, yeah. Sometimes I think the best things we come up with are off, oh, my gosh, you didn't mean to do that. That was pretty cool if we would have intentionally done it. So that's how it works sometimes.
Anything else? All right.
All right. Thanks, you guys.